Good evening everybody and welcome back to FTRL. It is week 2 of season 29 and we are here on the street of Tokyo for round 2 then. GT2 qualifying is underway. We are on board with just Mikey, who is leading us around a lap of the circuit and already getting up close and personal with the wall at turn 1. His engine there as well, seeing his upshift. So we'll take one lap and then we'll go through what this week is going to look like then. Looking for your braking point here, late as you like, into the dock section. So you didn't want to get back, but don't cut too much of those curbs because they will give you a penalty if you cut too much. Nicely through there, a little bit of a moment there as he tries to get on the power out of the dock section. Now starts to build the speed. To the right hand, the brake has late issue there. Tuck in, get up close with the wall. Don't hit the wall on the exit. And now once again the speed starts to build. Into the tunnel we go. A couple of cars there in his slipstream. Finds his way out of the tunnel section then. Heading up towards the hairpin. Fastest point on the circuit, which is 164, 165, 166 miles an hour, 67. And then stamping down on the brakes all the way to first gear for the hairpin. Get the car rotated. 58's are probably where we're likely to be as we start climbing up the hill then into the final S's section. This is the tight and twisty bit. Down again, throw it in again, going to get close up against these walls. Car in, into the right, into the left, into the right, this was a bit tighter. And out a little bit wide, then get over to the right side for the left hand of the final corner. Very tricky corner, but critically important to your lap time. Getting off the wall there, it's going to shave a couple of tenths off his lap time. 59.2 for the first lap then, but Goose goes faster immediately just behind him. And the Viper, and Switchback goes fastest of all with a 58 flat. There, a bit of slipstream there from unsafe release. Eric has started into P2 as well, but 4.5, nearly 5 tenths back. Justy Fossil now goes into P2. Slipstream fever, that's why. Well, here we are then at Tokyo. So this is week 2. Of course, the season kicked off last time out at Spa-Francorchamps, and it was a returning victory for Switchback in the sprint race, with Biggles, who was covering for unsafe release, victorious in the feature race. Very impressive lap there from Zach. He was coming back to FTRL in fine fettle so far, down on this lap then, 22 thousandths. Third, Goose in fourth, and so last week then it was very much a bit of a mixed bag for 4 of the teams anyway. Japan got pole in both GT1 and GT2. Dusty Fossil taking pole in GT2 and was beaten by Switchback though in the sprint race. And GT1 I took pole. And yeah, the less said about how my first lap went in the sprint race, the better. So it's victory for Italy and Germany, and then Germany and Italy take victory in both classes last week. While the Viper on the screen currently was the team that struggled very much in the sprint race, could not hook a lap up in qualifying. However, in both divisions, one driver drove superbly to hang on to a P2. It was Pagani in GT1, it was Jonesy in GT2. So for Lisa, up to P2, just a thousandth of a second shy. What a lap that is. In fact, Zach improved. So Zach improved, so unsafe marginally took pole position. But Switchback behind him immediately jumps back ahead then, so that is how close they are, a thousandth of a second covering the top 2. Germany and Italy then. Dusty Fossil in third then, so 3 different nations in the top 3. The moment, and so as it stands then, Switchback from unsafe from Dusty Fossil, and Derek in fourth for Team Italy. Jadon in the lead, Peugeot in fifth. Once again the French trio together on track, towing each other around. sixth is Joker in the second of the Team Japan cars, and then Goose in the lead of the Vipers. Team America in seventh. Mikey is eighth in the second of the Germany cars. In P9, let's make those in the stream a second ago. Royston in P10, second of the French cars, so everybody's got at least 2 cars in the top 10. Josie P11, star of the feature race last time out. Morgan Norris in P12, Zom in P13, Johnny in 14th, and Odon struggling at the moment to get a lap on the board. 59 possible, well, on 58 it's flats, and Dusty Fossil has said he did get a 57.9 this week, so it is possible then, as the clouds starting to descend over the circuit. He's dropped back a little bit from unsafeness, so I don't think Zach's going to improve, but what about unsafe? Mikey to a 58.3 goes third, so Mikey then up to third, then the Audi trio, second and third now. Fossil down to fourth. What about Odon? He's the one still to get a representative lap time on the board. Of course, he is fresh off the back of a 2-win streak in the GT World Series events in that Manufacturers' Cup. He's in good form. So far has not converted to track. Now he jumps up into 9th then, so a better lap time from him there. So what is different about this week then? So it's Tokyo South counterclockwise. Now this is the first of the double points weeks then for the nations. Each nation will have 1 double points round in their home circuit of their choice. So Team Japan this week have selected this circuit, and they will be scoring double points. It's unsafe release is purple by a 10th. We are going to see a 59 if he can keep that up. However, he is now right on the back of Dusty Fossil and Joker and Goose. Is that going to hold him up? I think he's too close. Be putting a move in qualifying, and I think he's going to have to back out of this. He'll have to be hoping the cars ahead of him keep their momentum up. Oh, who was that? Off on the inside, the Vipers pulled up there. It's Goose getting out of the way. That's got one of the cars out of unsafe sway, but yeah, he's lost a load of time there, so yeah, he was just too close. Yeah, so every even week of the championship, each one nation will be getting double points. This week is Japan. Pick to the circuits. Same format as last week. Of course, we've got a 10-minute qualifying session with a 20-minute race, which is 10 laps this week, followed by our feature race, which is 26 laps, where the medium and the hard tyre must both be used. Nobody then currently improving further. Fossil's dropped back a little bit to give himself some clear air. Doesn't improve, but setting consistently good low to medium for 58s. 3/10 covers your top 4, 4/10 covers your top 5, 5/10 covers your top 6. The second covers the top 10. Team France, so the team struggle at the minute. Only one of their cars in the top 10. Germany have got all 3. Everybody else has got 2. That said, Royston has just moved into the top 10. Jonesy has just dispossessed Glyn as well, so Glyn down to P12. It's 1.5 seconds cover the whole field then, so once again very tightly bunched in GT2. The finest of margins still between the fastest 2 drivers, and just 1/1000 of a second unsafe. Joker's pulled out of this one then, and this is going to be everybody's final laps then. Right up against the wall. I extract that little bit of speed. He needs 1/1000 of a second, and he's 2,000 ready to jump back up ahead. He's down, however. That switch back. Looks like he might have it. Safe needs a mega final couple of corners. He's had a bit of a wobble mid-corner. I think he's had to back out of that, so I don't think he's going to be improving. the line. Let's see. Flag is waving. No, he doesn't improve. Zach doesn't improve either. Mikey, good job from him in third. Some squeezing tyres behind. I'm going to put my money on that being Goose. And I would be right. Swanson does not improve. What about Jadon then? Currently 5th, leading the Team France charge. Didn't have the best of weeks last week, Team France, but still banked solid points. Stays P5 though. Derek in P6. Odon has finished his P7. Joker P8. Goose at P9. Royston P10. Dragging, pushing Zom over the line. Jones is going to come across in P11. Glenn's 12th. Nobby's 13th. Zom is 14th. And Johnny Boy in 15th then. So, and there we have it. Switch back then on pole position for the sprint race then. Just a thousandth of a second ahead of on the safe release. That is so tight between those two. Mikey then lining up third with Dusty Fossil on a row 4. And then Jadon in P5. Leaving Lennon. Derek in P6. Odon is P7. Joker lines up P8. Then we find Goose in the lead of the American cars in 9th. Royston in P10. Jonesy 11th. Glynn is 12th. Nomino is 13th. Zom is 14th. And Johnny Boy in P15. So then predictions in the chat. Who's going to win? Who's going to start? The difference between Zach and unsafe equals to 5.5 centimetres on track. That's an impressive stat. How have you worked that out for you? Jonesy bitch whinging about his Viper. Well, that's a good job there's plenty of straights for you then, isn't there? So then, cars are lined up. We'll have a rolling start once again. Oh, where we go then. So, cars making their way. So, we'll shoot his place. Lennon is going for a Zach bottle. Let's see, shall we? Oh, here we go then. And we are running. Jones then got 2 cars right behind the leader then. Can they apply some pressure? Can they work together to overhaul the Lamborghini then on the run down to the dock section for the first time? Dusty Fossil is also right to the back of just Mikey early doors then. Is he going to look for a move to get up to 3rd? It's very impressive. Mikey going defensive then into the docks for the first time, but Dusty Fossil trying to go around the outside into the docks. Hanging it around the outside, but Mikey's going to hang on for now. Resist the attack then, but has opened the door already to the front 2 to make a breakaway. He's clipped the wall on the way out then. Dusty Foster's again on the attack around the outside into turn the right-hander. Has he got all the way on the outside? He has. Oh, what a move from Dusty Fossil into 3rd place, and here comes Jadon as well because Mikey is slowed. He has now got the slipstream from the GTR and will drop in behind. Unsafe then, trying to get onto the back of Zach, but these two have got a 1.3 second lead after all that battling going on behind already. Cars jockeying for position. The Jadon, oh, contact to the wall between Derek and Jadon. Did he get away with it? He did. He lost the place to Odon though, who's now coming through. Jadon down the inside of Mikey into the hairpin. Mikey's gone out very wide. He's going to have the momentum off the corner. Can he hang on to that place? No, Jadon is up to 4th, and Mikey going backwards early doors. This then is the section where it's difficult to follow. The dirty air will be hurting then into this tricky S's section. Wow, just Dusty Fossil there sending it hard. He's brought that gap down massively then already. That was 1.3 seconds. It's down to 8/10 there. It's just got off a little bit there. Jadon trying to get the inside. There's contact in the battle for 3rd. And Odon, oh, Mikey going backwards here. He's now behind Derek and Odon. I think he's clipped the wall. Now Joker trying to line him up as well. And Jones up to 9th. Goose in 10th. Who's gone backwards? Royston's gone backwards a little bit. Oh, off the wall. But one of the Vipers, might have been Jonesy, it was. Up front the lead is 0.6 of a second then. Switchback hanging on. Into the dock section we go. Unsafe, he's going really deep on the brakes there. Closing right, and Dusty Fossil is also bringing himself into this. Oh, he's sideways, he's round! Oh no, the GTR's low speed rear grip deficit has come back and bitten him hard. And he's spun out of third place. Guess who gets to be in his own video this next week? Get fucked. So that opens up the gap then. So Jadon now into third. Odon being the big mover so far. He's up to fourth. Derek in fifth. Mikey back up to P6 then. Joker now the lead. Japanese car in seventh. Then it's Jonesy, Goose, Glyn. He's side by side with Nobby Norris. Nobby Norris to go around the outside. Oh, Goose has gone for a big old send. Goose has gone for a big old send. Where's he gone? Not worked out very well there. He's gone deep there through the corner. Royston switches back, but the Viper using its grunt off the corner. Low end traction, superb. And he gets back ahead of Royston there, but he's hanging on for dear life. And Dusty Fossil all the way down to P14. Is it tactical for the next race, perhaps? We'll see. So up front, the gap is down to 0.3 of a second. Unsafe Felice with the fastest lap of the race. Jadon then takes it a little further back. Only margin though, like 0.02 of a second, so not really making much indent on the lead too. He has broken clear a little bit of Odon, who's now got Derek and Mikey for company. So continuing to keep the pressure on. They drop down, then up the hill into the dock section we go. Right on the back there of the Lamborghini, trying to force a mistake. I'll stay close. This next section then, the slipstream is at its strongest there. I think it just grazed the wall though, and Switchback has pulled away. And Jadon is starting to get on terms with this battle. He's now into slipstream range in third then, so Jadon bringing himself in. He's had a poor exit there then, just dropped away, but it's purple again for unsafe. Further back then, Odon comfortable with Derek behind him and Mikey. Those three have also got a bit of a gap back then to Joker. We've got Jonesy making good progress once again. Viper is a rocket through this part of the lap then. Slipstream as well. Mikey going for a move on Derek. He's up the inside into the hairpin. Derek seeing him coming in, gives him plenty of room. He's going to try for a cutback, he is, but gets a big old moment of oversteer there. The back end starts when as Nobby claps the wall. And that is P5 again for Mikey, so he's up a position then. Germany going very, very well then. Second, fourth and fifth. And he's purple by 0.6 of a second as well. He's a little bit wide there though. Derek is immediately back onto him. Up front, it is nose to tail. Lamborghini and Audi. Peugeot trying to get there as well. Switchback now taking the fastest lap of the race, and 58.5, 58.6 then from Unsafe, 58.4 from Jadon, who continues to go quickest of all then. Meanwhile, Odon has lost the place to Derek and Mikey, so Derek got both of those places back. Oh, he's hit the wall again though. And now Odon. Back in, is he going to go for the overtake? He is. What's Mikey going to do? He's in behind Derek for some reason. Now he drops him behind his teammate. Germany car trying to work together, and now Joker is there as well. And Jonesy closing in as well. Derek's on the inside, defending hard. Odon, Joker up the inside of Mikey. Mikey trying to hang it around the outside, and has just about held onto the place there. Good driving. As this 3-car battle becomes a 5-car battle, and nearly a 6-car battle because Glyn's there as well. The slipstream up this next part of the lap, then you'd imagine he'll be right in the mixer then. Oh, what's happened to Dusty Fossil? Dusty Fossil's had an absolute stinker again. Tactical. He's going for the pole for race 2. Through the tunnel we go then. Unsafe is as close as it's ever been. Are we going to see him move into the hairpin? Zach's going to have to defend it. Gone defensive early. Unsafe's going to drive around the outside. Contact. Unsafe noses ahead. as they hit the brakes, and Zach dives for the inside. Yeah, and then squeezes him on the exit, then good driving there. Unsafe right there though, 1/10 of a second between them. Joker still on the attack of Mikey. And Josie's there as well. Where does he want to put himself? Joker's nosing ahead momentarily. Drops back in. Mikey goes a little bit deep. Joker's trying to get the inside. Not enough room. Jonesy right there as well. Glynn's now there as well. 4 cars. Battling hard as Derek has lost out to Odon again. Up ahead. Meanwhile, battle for the lead. It's still as you were. Switch back unsafe. And Jadon, that time around, lost a couple of tenths to the lead too. But still very much there, waiting for an opportunity, a mistake, and he'll be right with them. Jonesy now trying to get up the inside of Joker. Turn 1, and the Viper is through. And here comes Glynn now as well. Trying to work together there. Jonesy goes to the inside to give him the slipstream. Glynn's up the inside though. Oh, Mikey, where's Mikey going there? Taking the scenic route around the dock section. And Jonesy might be up the inside there, not quite. Glynn has got through. Washington continuing to work together. Up front, it's half a second, and Jadon is there. So we've got 3 for the lead. So we're coming around to complete half race distance. Switchback continuing to lead them. Driving perfectly so far. Keeping on safe just about at arm's length. We've got Derek for company still. Then Mikey. Here then comes the next train. Jonesy, Joker's back ahead of Glynn. Nobby Norris now joining the back of this queue as well. And then Goose is also just about latching on with the 2 Peugeots of Zom and Royston, not quite able to hang with that pack at the minute, but if they keep battling, they might also find themselves coming into contention. Here are your lead 3 though, Switchback, Unsafe and Jadon. Fastest lap of the race from Switchback. Jadon though is just at a 58 flat in the race. Benefiting from that slipstream then, he is now very much there. Half a second quicker than the cars ahead of him that last time around. Jadon and Derek. Now got Mikey closing back in again. He's just out of slipstream range though. He's managed to drop Jonesy ever so slightly. And Turner's just about got away from Joker. Who's still got Glynn and now Nobby for company. Joker defending the inside. Nobby Norris now looking up the inside of Glynn. Not quite close enough though. Nobby Norris now looking very strongly for a way by. He is now part of this train as well. As you were. In fact, Switchback has nearly got out of slipstream range there. However, he's now being reeled back in again. Jadon, however, is thinking about a move on Unsafe. Derek has got the 2 Germany cars to deal with then. Odon ahead of him, Mikey behind him. Thought Mikey might have a look at the inside there, but Derek just cut across the nose. Oh, again there, just a slight bit of oversteer as he tries to get the power down. Kicking the rear of that Lamborghini out. Jonesy trying hard to get there. Just over a second at the moment. Further back, Glynn and Joker again going side by side up the hill. Nobby Norris is now fending off another Viper. The one behind him though is Goose. Joining the fray. Royston ahead of Zom. Those 2 switch positions then as they try and get on terms with that pack ahead. Only Boy and Dusty still going around. They will be in prime position for race 2. Change for P2 into turn 1 at the start of lap 7. Jadon goes second. So Jadon has been trying his hardest to get into this battle. He's now there, and he's now right in the middle of it then. So he takes away Unsafe's P2. What does Unsafe do? They work together to catch back up to switchback. And defensive into the dock section. So Unsafe maybe wanted to get back through again. So that was very, very aggressive with the curbs. He's got away with it. Unsafe clipped the wall on the exit there, and what they don't want to do is let Switchback get away. Oh, Switchback those had a bit of a moment there out of that corner, and that's cost him. And that's going to cost him all the way up the straight, because now Jadon's got to run. And he's got the slipstream, and he's closing rapidly, 0.3 of a second. He was third at the start of this lap. Is he going to be first by the end of it? Switchback has led from start to finish so far. Here comes Jadon. To the outside he goes. Zach again defending the inside line well. Difficult to overtake. Safe right back with them as well. Further back then. Oh, Derek is trying to get back up the inside of Mikey. Again having a bit of a wobble on that corner though. And they're side by side as they get the power down. Derek and Mikey side by side. Mikey edging ahead. Derek trying to keep his nose in there, but I think he's going to drop in behind. He does. Good driving from those two. Odom trying to break away further back then. Jones has got Joker for company again. Glynn's there as well. Goose is now ahead of Nobby Norris. So the Vipers are all now steadily marching forwards. Royston trying to bring himself into contention then, having done his personal best fastest lap last time around. 59.1. So with another 59.3. Nobby Norris doing a 2-minute flat then, so he is catching him. He is running out of lap time. Back then with the leaders, and is Zach leading with Jadon down the inside. And parks it on the apex then. There's no way through. I think Switchback thought he might try and get through, but there was no way through. And we have a new race leader on lap 8 of 10. Jadon has found his way to the front. Jadon leads Switchback, leads Unsafe release. Have they got anything then for Jadon, who has just been storming forward? And Switchback is on the attack immediately though, trying to find his way back, trying to get around the outside and drop back into the slipstream. Jadon now going to use the same trick to him, show him to the outside. Zach edges ahead and the braking zone, but he has to go the long way around, and Unsafe is looking up the inside. And he now draws alongside. Now who's got the momentum off the corner? Zach is just about going to stay ahead here, but Unsafe's going to drop in behind, but they don't want to let Jadon get away. He has been supremely quick, running in clear air. Jonesy's now found his way up to P5. So what has happened here, because Mikey and Derek have slipped backwards on this lap. Has there been some trouble? So Jonesy up to 5th. Mikey behind is 6th, then Joker. That's Glynn, Derek and Goose. And Royston has caught Nobby Norris as well. Up front, Jadon is out of slipstream range. Critically then, are these two going to work together to get back to him? Has indeed been a brilliant watch so far. And we're going to do it all again and a bit longer as well. In a couple of laps time. Closing back in on the brakes then. Is good through this section. Jones pulling away a little bit on the exit there. What's going on back here? Change the position. Is that Joker? Look at this Jonesy. Oh, what's happened? Oh, Mikey's been shuffled back. He's back in his traditional P11. So he slipped backwards then. Another mistake from Mike. 2:08.0 last time around, so just a couple of seconds there, but we got swallowed up by the pack massively somewhere. Oh, Jonesy and Joker are going side by side through the tunnel. Joker got the slipstream, however, Jonesy's dropping behind him. So Joker gets the move done up to P5. Now covers the inside. Jonesy going on the attack around the outside. Joe cuts to the inside for the apex, then parks on the apex, no way through. Oh, but again, a bit of that traction slip there from the GTR. He tries to get the power down, but he's got P5 wrapped up for now. And while up front, it's still nose to tail, nose to tail. Jadon, switchback, unsafe release. 1, 2, 3. Less than a second covering them. As we start with the final lap of the sprint race then. Jadon's made a break out of that final corner. He's now got up to nearly 8/10 of a second lead. He made a break at the perfect time. He's got a big lead now. However, he's had a poor exit and they are now catching. Odon has broken clear of the rest of the pack then. Joker's the one under threat from Jonesy. And Derek together, not close enough. Goose 9th. Tenth Royston now on the attack of Mikey. Zom, Johnny Boy, Dusty Fossil, who has the fastest lap of the race incidentally as well, the 58 flat. Back into slipstream range at the lead, but Jadon has got them arm's length and they're running out of opportunities. They need a good exit out of this corner. And to be closing, Zach is wide. I think he's clipped the wall. That's going to give unsafe the opportunity here. He's got a big run. He's got to go for this surely. No. Didn't go for the move. Strange. Is he thinking about track position for the main race perhaps? Now looking at the inside and the brakes and unsafe down the inside on the hairpin of the final lap. They're right on the back of Jadon again. Oh, unsafe is drifting. But Zach has held on around the outside. Great driving from those two. Go the back then. Jonesy still. Oh, Joker has a big snap and Jonesy almost gets caught up in it. Survives though. Go back to the leaders then. Jadon's made a bit of a break through this final sector again. Unsafe is throwing everything at it. Jadon's got one corner to go. Rounds it superbly. And what a drive from Jadon then. Picked his way forward. He wins the sprint race then. Switchback gets second. Unsafe gets P3. Odon's going to come home in a brilliant P4. Great drive from him. Well, then Joker is going to lead the Team Japan. John just holds off Jonesy by 48 thousandths of a second. Then Glynn gets P7. Goose gets P8. Royston P9. Pips Nobby on the line. Not Mike. Mikey 11th. Zom comes home in P12. Derek has slipped down to P13 at the death. Then he's had a shocking final lap. More dramas for him. Dusty Fossil then has picked Johnny on the final lap as well. And a drama then right at the end, but he will then have pole for the main race. Well, what a race that was. And that's just the sprint race. Still got his 175 livery on from last season. So Jadon then is victorious then from, was it P4 on the grid? Or was it P5? I think it was P5, wasn't he? So up from P5, great drive there from him. Victorious for Team France. Switchback comes home at P2, then led the first 8 laps, but Jadon cut through and snatched it away from him, and he didn't have a response. Unsafe getting P3 for Team Germany. Odon backing him up in P4. Joker P5 for Team Japan, and Jonesy P6 for Team USA. So all 5 nations in the top 6. Glynn in P7, Goose in P8. They're good points there for the American team. A lot better than the sprint race went for them last week. Royston in P9, Nobby Norris P10, Mikey down to P11. Then he'll be a bit disappointed there because he had good pace early doors. Zom P12, Derek P13, Dusty Fossil spun out of P3 early doors, but took the fastest lap, so what could have been for him? And Johnny Boy rounding out the finishes in 15th. And with that, we will then move now on to the feature race. So 26 laps. Medium and hard tyres are compulsory. get into their cars. Set the grid then, so it will be a reverse grid from the sprint race, which means that the front row will be Johnny Boy and Dusty Fossil. Derek will have a chance to redeem himself as well. And we'll see what kind of progress James, Zach and Unsafe can do from the back of the grid. Yeah, some good battling up and down the pack there. A very exciting race across the board. More of the same from the feature race, please. Doing his traditional drifting. All done. Target. Just gonna go. So the Vipers struggled a little bit in the sprint last week. The flowing nature of Spa not suiting the car strength, however. Long straights here, square corners, a lot more comfortable for the Vipers, it seems. So, of course, the two tyre compounds, who's going to use what? Who's on what currently, shall we see? So Derek's currently on the medium tyres. Nobby Norris is on the medium tyres as well. Mikey's on the hards. Derek on mediums, Goose on mediums. Unsafe, switchback, Jade on, Royston, Johnny Boy all on the hard tyre. Glyn on the mediums, Som's on the hards, Dusty Fossil's on the mediums, Joker's on the hard tyre, Jonesy's on mediums, Odon's on hards. So how they currently sit. Whether or not anybody would change their mind before the race starts. So, Goose is going to pee in his pond, apparently. If you like the action tonight, of course we are back tomorrow. GT1, 8:30 again, same track, same combo, same cars. Just slightly, well, I'll say better drivers because the quality in GT2 is quite high. But yeah, the level's going to go up as a fraction more as well. So just with some good racing last week. Aaron was victorious in the first sprint race last season. Before Graham was victorious in for the feature race, which featured a good squabble going on behind. Let's talk about standing. Let's look at the standing, shall we? We'll wait for the race to kick off. Let's get it up. So the GT2 standings coming into this week then. So in the overall then, so the drivers won, Dusty Fossil leading the way on 40 points, point ahead of Switchback. Jonesy in third on 34, so Dusty Fossil on 40, Switchback on 39, and Jonesy third on 34, then Jadon on 33 and fourth, Joker on 31 in P5, there's Odon P6 and 27, Royston is 7th on 21, tied with Zomlar in 8th, then Unsafe, who of course got half points from Biggles, is on 20, Mikey has 18 points in 10th, then it's Derek, Italy in 18, Nobby is 12th on 17, and it's Glyn on 12 points, Goose on 6 and Beach on 3. And then the constructors standing, which is the overall between the two. France leading the way on 153 points, a point ahead of Germany on 152. Italy then a couple of points further back on 149. And then we've got USA on 120 and Japan on 118.5. Of course, they also had Flying Froome missing, who is also missing this week because he'd rather watch Dirty Leeds. Just gone back. But without further ado, It's time then for our main race. Tyre check then. Johnny Boy on hard tyres. Dusty Fossil on the mediums. Derek's on the mediums. Hards for Zom. Hards for Mikey. Mediums for Nobby Norris. Hards for Royston. Goose is on the mediums, as is Glyn. Jones is also on the mediums, and so the American team going aggressive in the first stint. Hards for Joker. Hard for Odon. Unsafe. Switchback. And Jadon. And away we go for the main race. On the hard tyres, do need to be careful. Tyre warm is a thing. Just need to be careful for a few corners while they get some heat into those tyres. Trying to avoid leaders around the first corner then. Zom going wide already and is now under attack from Mikey. He's got Nobby Norris pushing him along. Going to try and squeeze over into the slipstream, but Nobby Norris is there. Overhead, Dusty Fossil under attack then from Derek. Very defensive. He's now gone deep though, and Derek might switch back there. Oh, Mikey just flashing through the inside. Oh, Derek's cut the corner. That's going to be a penalty, I think. Oh, then leans on Dusty Fossil. How has he got away with that penalty there? He was all four tyres over that curb. Sure he was. He survives. Way through the right hander and onto the back straight we go. Oh, one of the Vipers into the wall there. The one at the back. That was Jonesy. Movers so far. Unsafe's got ahead of Odon, sorry. And now he's under threat from switchback. Well, it's fairly as you were. In the pack then as we head down to the breaking point of the hairpin for the first time then. And we're going to see an engineered pass. We are for the lead. Dusty Fossil to the lead. Oh, Johnny Boy's in the pits. Johnny Boy's getting off those hard tyres immediately. Interesting strategy. What's that interestingly, of course, the pit lane is not on the start-finish straight, so you need about half a lap of fuel extra from the pit lane to get back to the start line. So I was willing to factor that in. So Dusty Fossil leads then by a second over Derek. Mikey in third. Nobby Norris is in fourth. Jones is up to fifth then, so he's had a go into the wall though. Oh, and the little Viper there getting caught at the wall big time, and one of the GTRs getting caught up behind that. That'll be Joker. Mikey's about to get swamped though by Jonesy and Goose, who are working together. Those Vipers giving it a big old push. To third, here we go. And I think Nobby Norris is going to get Mikey as well, so Mikey's been shuffled back 3 places there. This pack back here then. Zom, Glyn, Joker. Zom's going backwards as well. He started up, what, P5? Yeah, Unsafe up to 7th already, so Unsafe making great progress then. Up the inside of Joker, who was that? Zom. Leaning on each other to come out of the cargo container section then. Still side by side, but Joker has just edged ahead. Switchback's now on the back of them as well, so he's now making some progress too. Jadon, who's still at the back of the train, and he's made no progress so far. Other than passing Johnny, who's now on the mediums. Trying to work together. Jonesy and Goose. Then Mikey's now into the pits as well. No, he's not. He was just very wide. Thought he was going to the pit lane there. He was that deep into the corner. But as I said, there's Unsafe down behind him. And then we've got Joker, Zom switchback. Glyn shuffled back a little bit then. So one of the American cars, 2 of the American cars going well. Glyn was right behind them, but now he's been shuffled back into this pack. He's getting beaten up by switchback at the moment. And so Jadon finally starts to make some progress, getting ahead of Odon. Was the tease. So Dusty Fossil then with the fastest lap then of 59 flat. Of course, tyre wear and fuel depletion is now at times 4. So these tyres will wear more than they did in the first race, which would have done times 2. He's on 1.6 seconds, and you've got Derek who's 2.3 ahead of Jonesy. And Goose together, then Nobby Norris, Mikey Unsafe at the 7th. Joker, then got Zom. And it's switchback and Glyn going side by side up the hill. Glyn on the inside with the two Peugeots. Oh, Zom's gone for a Zom bomb. Oh, it's Jadon, sorry, Jadon going for a Zom bomb. Switchback getting shuffled back there. Wow, a move that was there, and all coming back together. And through they go. Oh, James has just about got out of that one. Odon interested in giving him a push. He's got a penalty in that Royston house, so there's a penalty. James there with a massive dive bomb into the dock section. Up the inside he went. And the tunnel we go. Let's have a look at the fuel situation then. So Dusty Foss, the leader, is down to a quarter of a tank. Derek behind him, about the same. Jonesy, understandably in a Viper, is a little bit worse off. He's about the same as his team. And then it's a penalty further back there for Nobby Norris, but he's also just under a quarter of a tank gone, as is Mikey. And Safe a little bit better. Joker a little bit better still. Going down, of course, being a Viper. Zom a little bit down. Doing alright. Switchback doing alright. Rush a little bit down. And a little bit down, but okay. Johnny Boy, of course, has pitted. He's a little bit better. So, well, all fairly samey. A little bit of errors of the American car struggling a little bit. And Safe then's progress has kind of stalled a little bit. He's up to 7th, now he's on the back of his teammates. Now both chasing Nobby Norris, but Joker's now on the back of him. And now he's going defensive then up towards the dock section. Now is Mikey going to let on Safe go here? I think he is. He does, and he lets him through. So on Safe, like I said, his progress is stalled. Oh, is that going deep? That was Zom. Going very deep into the dock section. On 11th, switch back 12th. On 13th. Norris does shuffle back, of course, having served his penalty. Boss's lead now up to 2.3 seconds. They're going well. Half a second quicker that time around. 9.3. So Jonesy matching Derek. Goose with him. They've now broken quite clear of Nobby, who's got unsafe. And Mikey pushing behind him. Joker's lost the place to Glyn meanwhile. Oh, Michael with a little fake pit. So he swapped across the camera. That's going to put Glyn right on the back of him now. So struggling a little bit with the braking for the hairpin there. Probably just getting pulled along in the slipstream there, just missing his braking point. Sort himself out again and back into his team at slipstream. Off the line, Joker, then we've got Zom and Jadon, switchback and Odom. Just Foster still leads, 9 to 58.7, so continuing to pump in the fastest laps of the race. Giving chase. Jonesy and Goose have come back together. We'll lose 6/10 that last lap though to Derek. I'll be holding off on Safe for Lee still, doing a good job there. Safe the lead hard tyre runner here, so Unsafe now the lead hard tyre runner. And Mikey's now at Glyn. Glyn, the closing speed of that Viper with the slipstream. It is immense there. That Viper is a weapon in a straight line. So we can hang on to the hairpin, then he's alright for the next bit, because the Viper wouldn't struggle through the final part of the lap. But Unsafe to get up the inside of Narby Norris at the hairpin. They are side by side, and Unsafe is through. So got the move done. Unsafe then up to 5th. Now he's got some clear air as he tries to chase down those 2 Vipers. Still circulating nose to tail. Good driving between those 2. Derek, good job. He seems to about peg the Dusty Fossil's gap a little bit this time around. 9 from Dusty Fossil. 2, so just a couple of tenths there at the end. 58.9 there from Jonesy. So he matched the race leader. Pulled 2 tenths back on Derek. So that Glyn has got Mikey then. 7th. Now, moving in on Narby Norris. Turn is looking back at Unsafe release. Not close enough. Showing in the mirrors though. Unsafe is a wily fox, an experienced racer. Taking a little bit more than just floating around in the mirrors to put him off. Going up to 10th, Switchback still tucked up behind Zom. So Zom playing the team game here and holding back Switchback as best he can do, trying to let Jadon get away. Look at the fuel situation for everybody. Go back to the lead then. So Dusty Fossil just under half a tank then, so doing a good job. Derek about the same on fuel. Vipers starting to struggle a little bit compared to the cars ahead of us, so they'll be in much sooner. Unsafe doing a good job as well. Narby Norris doing superbly there. He's probably one of the best on field at the moment. Feeling behind him, however, struggling in comparison. Mikey doing well. So Glenn was going to go for a move into the S's there. That would have been brave. Joker also doing well on fuel, just under half a tank. That's a switchback. Jadon is in meanwhile. Jadon's on and Odon and Royston then, so all the French cars are in. And Odon as well. So they've got their strategy. Looks like 10 and 6. Getting off with those hard tyres then, onto the mediums we go. And critically for James, he's now got some clear track. Now the race starts to spread out. It's going to be on different times at different times. Garrick meanwhile made a mistake somewhere because he's now got Jonesy all over him. 2 seconds. There we go. He's down to a 2:04 last time around. A mistake in the final sector, and that's probably cost him then all the way down to turn 1. And that's brought the Vipers right into his rear wing. Saving grace for him is that they are a lot worse on fuel. They are already down to a quarter of a tank. And Goose somehow is doing better than Jonesy. And Goose is not one for saving fuel. So they will be pitting earlier. Going to the outside then, Jonesy down the outside. Indeed. Let's see where they get to. So whether or not they do a longer stint on the hard tyre, maybe even. We shall see. These cars, of course, are all on the medium tyre, so they're not going to be pitting just yet. They're going to eke this stint out. This man, however, might be due a pit stop any time. He's gone around again, so I think he's doing something different to what we might have expected. His pace is good though, 59.5. He's a 59.2 now. So he's still doing a bit of time. So Jonesy now has the fastest lap of the race, interestingly. So he is pushing, that's probably where that fuel was going. Then up to 6th then, Mikey and Narby Norris and Joker. And his hard tyre pain. Another one who's gone longer than I thought he might. Johnny Boy, of course, who's doing a very different strategy. He pitted at the end of lap 1. What's he going to try and do? 2 very long stints on the medium tyres. Jadon then now with clear air 59.4 that lap. Zom has got Switchback and Odon with him. So Switchback has now pitted. He's come up behind Zom. That's not what he wanted. He's got ahead of Odon though, so he's slotted right into that gap there. To the outside he goes, but the gap between Zom and Jadon's already 4.5 seconds. Switchback needs to get past quickly here. However, Zom is being a rolling roadblock, letting his teammate get away. Black Jigs left and right, trying to find a way through. What does Odon do here? He's going to assist Zach in trying to make a move. Not close enough to push him. Zach has to go back in, and then when Mikey pits. Got alongside, then out of the tunnel. Zom's still got the inside though. Banging wheels. Oh, still got banging wheels with the kink there. Now it's late. Last of the late breakers. Odon down the inside of Switchback. Trying to go the outside of Zom. There is Mikey coming out of the pits, and he's ahead. More bad news for Switchback. Zom goes on the attack immediately, then trying to go around the outside of Mikey, who's still getting his tyres. The temperature is out wide though. He keeps it out of the wall, and through he goes. What a move! What a move from Zom. That's big news for his race. Not what Mikey wanted, because Zom is one of the hardest men to pass in all of GT2. However, he's going to give it a go immediately. Gets a run at the final corner, draws along the start-finish straight. Now, side by side into turn 1, he's got the inside line. That should be moved on. Switchback trying to follow him through, but Zom gets the door shut. Pops out of the slipstream, but Zom's now got the slipstream from Mikey, who's moved over to try and give it to Switchback. Zom, however, has crept back in front. Oh, Switchback goes to the inside, goes right to the inside there. Zom shutting the door. Oh, contact! Oh, in the wall, Switchback! And Odon's waited. Was there contact between those two? Or was it as a result of a spin of his own? He's carried on, but Switchback there has come off worst. He's dropped behind Royster now as well, all the way to the back of the grid. So drama for one of the potential race winners as Jonesy, Derek, Goose, Glyn, Joker pit at the end, or on lap 9. Big shame that for Zach then. Dusty Foss across the line then. 2:0, then the lap time's now just starting to drop away. Then it's a tyre wear becoming a factor. How much deeper into this race does he want to go? Now he's by 15 seconds over Nobby Norris. It's interesting. They've pitted then, finally. Right behind Derek, who's now on the hard tyre. Going third, but he will be due a pit stop soon. No more Johnny Boy, to be fair. A very different strategy though, so I'm just to see what he's playing at. Just possibly going to try and extend this stint as long as he can, I think. As wide is he in? He is, so race leader in at the end of lap 10. Nobby Norris will probably follow suit. Yes, yep, Nobby Norris is in. Johnny Boy then should come around and take the lead of the race again here. Unless he's pitting again. She is, in fact, so Johnny's in as well. Dusty Fossil is out on the hard and he's away, so he's short fueled. Unsafe has now caught Derek on those hard tyres. So this could be critical for Dusty Fossil's race. Nobby Norris is out as well on the hard tyre. They're also short fueled. So it looks like a short stint for Nobby and for Dusty Fossil. Switchback is sitting up in the party. Oh dear. No. In a minute. Yeah, that wasn't ideal, but oh, there is Johnny Boy coming out of the pits then. Switchback goes ahead of him. Oh dear. In his defence, he was on his own, so I think I'd probably let that one go. No risk of an accident, at least. Switchback then has got to get his head down, his head back into this now. Still points to be salvaged. 6 seconds lost on that lap though from his personal best then, so not a good lap there from Switchback. Then Dusty Fossil is back out in the lead of the race by 10 seconds over Nobby Norris. Derek has succumbed already to both Jadon and Unsafe Release, so Jadon is now playing himself into contention here. But he's on a different strategy to Unsafe Release because he pitted already and a bit earlier. Unsafe is fresh out of the box. Has the fastest lap of the race of 58.6. Potentially, yes. So he's 11 seconds behind Dusty Fossil, but of course Dusty Fossil will have to put more fuel in his car. Yeah, they'll both have to fill up. No, I think Dusty Fossil's still leading. Nah, but Unsafe is now closing. What could be critical to this race is how quickly he can dispatch Nobby Norris. We go, we'll go on board. Yeah, there you go. See how much he's having to lift. Nobby is wide there into the wall. That'll give Unsafe the run he needs, and through he goes. So that was nice and easy. And now he's got clear track. Try and chase down the race leader. Then with the pursuer, and I'm currently holding the fastest lap of the race. Behind him, Jadon is looking for a move now as well. As he's got a run, he's going to go for it on the brakes here. Nobby's going to hang on, but I think Nobby's going to go deep here. And he has, and he's going to let Jadon through up the inside. Where is Nobby Norris? There he is behind. So Jadon is through. A little bit more worn than Unsafe, because Unsafe went longer on the hards. Jadon has used that tyre advantage he's had for a few more laps to bring himself into contention. He will get that benefit again, so he'll pit earlier again. Now that they are clear of everybody but just the Fossil. Can stay close. And undercut him again. He's gone a little bit deep there, though, has he? He's got stopped, to be fair. He had to slam a little bit, not as smooth as you would have liked there. Second, I thought he was going to go deep, but he got it stopped. But now this fact, I'd say he was not the best, like he's purple. So, it hasn't been that bad. Nice and tight up against the wall there. And through there, and through there. You've really got to wait until you know you're not going to clip the wall on the exit there before you get the power down. pulling away quickly from Nobby Norris, so I think he's having a mistake somewhere. Doesn't quite take the fastest lap, because Unsafe does ahead of him, 58.4, so Unsafe is now charging. Mr. Boss did a 59.8, so that's 1.4 seconds on that lap, that's not bad. Cautious, you have to go through there, especially in this car. The rear end traction loss at low speed is terrifying at times. So I found out to my detriment twice last week. As Carl did in race 1. Lead is 9.8 seconds, so the end of the world. Still got a nice advantage now. He's just got to get to a lap where he can put the maiden tyres on and go to the end. So that gap is now the net gap for the lead, so we'll have to pit a little bit longer because Unsafe ran longer, so he'll have less fuel to take on for his final stop, so that'll bring him some time back. In a minute then it's all about how much time he can take out of Dusty Fossil's lead. So again, we're shaping up there for another epic showdown at the end here. Up the hill we go. Up that wall on the right hand side, up the wall on the left, up the wall on the right, up the wall, and then down the third gear, corner tip it in, wait for your marker, put the throttle, and away we go. Start finish rate to another lap at 59.3. Safe behind, just on a 58.4. This time does a 58.3, so second out of him that lap. Oh, very useful time back then. Jadon giving chase, 58.8 from him, so lost half a second to Unsafe, but good push. Derek has got ahead of Nobby Norris, of course. They're on the same tyre, to be fair. He's in 6th, Goose in 7th, and Tom in 8th. Joker is now 9th, not far behind him, then Mikey with them. Over on 11th, then switch back, try and recover. We had some dramas earlier on, got span off at the dock section. Whether he did it himself or not, or whether there was any contact. I think Odon did get caught up in the end of it, but I don't think he caused it because he did drive on. Going 13th, he's on a very different strategy to everybody else though, pitted at the end of lap 1. Ahead of Royston and ahead of Glynn, whose race has just got a little bit awry unfortunately. So he was running strong early on, but not had the same look as his teammates. Still, 8.9 seconds is the advantage. And save 1.6 ahead of Jadon. Lamborghini pair, and Jonesy, Goose. And this is the battle at the moment. It's Zom, Joker, and Mikey. Joker's got a good run into the tunnel. It's difficult to get a move done through here. And now will Zom position himself on the right hand side? He will indeed. He can hold the inside line then all the way down to the hairpin. Very difficult to get the move done. This will be frustrating Joe because he looks to be quicker. Mikey's right there as well. Mikey again there, going very deep into the hairpin. Cuts back though. Gets a good momentum off the corner, but if there's somebody there with them, he might find a car in that space. So he has to be careful. At the minute though, he is 3 seconds ahead of his teammate. Stowed on behind him. The S as we go. Tom leads Joker, leads Mikey 8th, 9th and 10th at the moment. Mikey's got a good run there out the final corner. Very good run, but I think he's going to bump him here. Way past this Peugeot. Once again, good run for the GTR down the hill. Using its grunt as Om defends the inside. So if you want to go through, you have to go the long way around. He is currently ahead. Om's got the inside line. He's going to go hard on the brakes. There's Joker out wide. Mikey trying to get up the inside. Joker's got a good momentum around the corner though. Great driving there. He's going to come out ahead. Good move. Oh, but then almost went over the curb. and back out of it. It was very tight there. I thought he had that move done, but Zom fought back on the exit. Joker has to drop in behind again. Oh, he's got to go, but Zom's clipped the wall, and now Joker will get through. So, did make it the dock section, gets it on the run out of the next corner though, and he's up into P8. And now Mikey looking to try and find a way through. Zom now looking to respond. Into the slipstream. Joker's going to the inside. Contact between Zom and Mikey. Mikey's going to go deep. He's not going to go side by side. Out of the corner. Mikey on the outside then. Can he use the momentum around the outside? No, he can't. Mikey then slots in ahead. In the background there. Odon and Switchback trying to get on terms with this battle as well. Switchback has got quite a bit better fuel than Odon. Odon did pit earlier though. Johnny Boy. Norris and Glynn. And Nobby Norris in the pits to get off his hard tyres. Dusty Fossil did not just pit. 59.0 that time around, so unsafe. The tyre drop off and then starting to hit a little bit. Dusty Fossil lost 4/10 on that, so Dusty Fossil doing a very good job at this stage of the race and to maintain a good healthy lead. Now they're about the same fuel to be fair, so these two, yeah, I think Dusty Fossil is still getting the lead of this race and he's doing a very good job of managing a gap here. So the tyre wear now just starting to hurt the Audi a little bit. Just gone. Maybe it was just a mistake on that last lap. We'll see how he responds on this lap. He's still chipping away, but not taking bags of time out of him. Jadon might be in this time around. He might have one more lap in that tank. We'll see. Can't get to the end from here. He's going to try and undercut unsafe release. The gap's up to 2.3. So I need a powerful one. So I need a couple of laps at it. Dubious pit entry line there, James. We did say try and hang around the outside, but again, there's nobody there with him, so we can probably let that one go. So Jalen's going for the undercut. There it goes through. Jonesy goes through. Goose will go through as well. And we've got Joker, Mikey, Zom's ahead and Switchback up the inside as well. Zom pits, in fact. That's why. Odon in as well. Royston's going to be pitting, is he? Not right. Yep. Royston's in. So does Fossil's lead. 2:01 that time around. Unsafe for the 59.4. So 7/10 of a second. So the gap is coming down, but now they're both on the red line. They're both in this lap. And they will both be on the medium tyres to the end of the race. There's your leader going into the right-hander, unsafe going up the hill. There is James, got a filter out as well. Where is Jadon? He's out and he's in some clear air. So critically for him, he's got clear air. Battling for P2 will be in this time around. Gap is 7 seconds then between first and second. It's a good stint there on the hard tyres from Dusty Fossil. Has minimised his losses. He's lost about 3 or 4 seconds over the stint. But that gives him a healthy lead going into the final part of the race. Then here we go for his second and final stop. 2 litres in the tank then, unsafe. Sipping in now as well. And he got 1 litre then, so yeah, equal on fuel as well. Derek will be in this time as well. He'll be off with his hard tyres. Jonesy, meanwhile, he's going to go around. No, he's not going to go in. That's an interesting line there, Jonesy. People taking liberties. But Derek, there were 9 litres of fuel then, so Derek should have the healthy lead then. Goose in. Oh, he's misjudged that. Background that was. As long as Joker coming around, and Joker's going to take the lead of the race for the first time. He went quite deep on his hard tyres then, so Joker's doing something a little bit different. He wants to give himself fresher tyres for the end of the race, so Johnny Boy's also through, so as he comes out, Dusty Fossil, it's a Japan 1, 2, 3. Stop the count. Stop the count right there. We need the lorry to crash. We'll call it right there. That gap is 6.8 then between Dusty Fossil and Unsafe. Jadon is coming up behind him and closing. And that gap is about the same then. So a good in lap from Unsafe Release. And slightly less fuel as well. So the gap only about half a second there. And Johnny Boy quickly letting Dusty Fossil through. Coming over then, so I think everybody's going to be on medium tyres for the end here. I don't think anybody's left to run the hards. Boston Glynn is a battle currently for 14th. Both just made their final stops as well. Forward with Peugeot. So when we go then, Viper just pulling away in a straight line. It is so quick. And now starts the holding. Joker Pitts from the lead. As we go into the braking zone, and Peugeot closes up there, as you would imagine. More comfortable through the section as well. There though, Glenn's not hooked up that apex very well there. That's going to compromise. He's really clipped the wall as well. That's going to give Royston a big run here. However, when's that Viper going to start pulling? The answer is now. Despite getting alongside, that Viper just starting to pull away again. That is the issue with trying to pass this car. I found out last week. Slow as you like through the corners, as long as you defend the inside. Ooh, wow. He got caught out by the braking difference there. Glynn spooked himself, has gone wide. Royston's going to switch back up the inside. Now it's a drag race up the hill, which you imagine the Viper's going to win. And it does. Royston had a chance there. He didn't quite make it pull off though. And Glynn's missed the apex again there. Gets late apex into the right-hander. There we go, the Viper having a big dab of brakes there. Royston closes right on the back of him, right on the back of him through the final corner as well. They're both wide, they're right in the wall. And that battle rages on then. So up front, the gap is now 5.7 seconds, and so Unsafe has got the magnets on. Dusty Fossil not having the quickest lap. Little error then. Gap down to 5.6. James is still there, 2 seconds back between these three for this one. Looking fourth and leading the charge for Team Italy. And Jonesy in P5 for America. We've got one each nation in the top 5. That's worked out lovely. Joker's in 6th then. Fresher tyres out, and lap fresher tyres and a lot of the guys around him. Nobby's put himself into contention in 7th. Mikey is in 8th, but he got himself a half-second penalty. Switch back, looking to make a move, and Goose is with them as well. So Goose is one that's just slipped away over the last stint a little bit. He's going to make that move, is he? Yes, he is. I think Goose might try and interject himself as well. Not quite there though. Go down the inside, he is. He's going to go for a double overtake, is he? He is indeed. Oh, where's he gone? Oh, he's caught the wall on the inside. Got in very tight there, trying to squeeze at the inside of the Lamborghini. Dragging up the hill though. It's the Viper versus the Audi. I think there's only going to be one winner there though, and that's going to be the Viper. Through he goes. He does have that half-second penalty to serve shortly though, so I won't fire that too hard. I think he's going to make it on fuel. He's got a lot less than a lot of people, doesn't he? Though Nobby Norris is good at saving fuel. So we're going to see just how good he is at saving fuel. That's going to be the question. Teammate behind him now. Who's giving chase? Mikey served his penalty. Hold on. Zom in 12th. Johnny Boy in 13th. Doing okay. Glyn then starting to pull away from Royston. 59.7 against 59.3 last time around. So 4/10 in favour of unsafe release. Joined into the 59 flat though. So he's now just closed in ever so slightly as well. The front three coming together just gently. However, we are running out of laps. They've got 2.3 seconds back to unsafe again though, so he took the time back, he lost the lap before, so it's kind of as you were. 7 seconds covers your top three. They're going well in 4th. Jones in 5th. Joker tracing him down. Pull away on that last lap. And there's Nobby Norris, so we're talking about his fuel situation. Does he realise? Switchback has now got Goose all over the back of him as well. So while he was to be trying to chase down Nobby Norris, Mike is going to be doing a bit of fuel saving. So I've got a Viper all up in his mirrors. Through the S as we go. The Lamborghini should be better. The Viper clips the wall. Forward under the Viper. So the final quarter, okay. Let's look at this gap then. 0.71. 0.7, 0.68, 0.67. Closing. He does have the slipstream. Dash into the corner there. That's a couple of tenths back to switchback. Now starts to close in again. There's early upshifting there, so we say using fuel. All the while they are catching Nobby Norris as well. So Nobby does look to be fuel saving. Thanks for people in the stream. Welcome one and all. Please do like that stream if you haven't already done so. Helps us out immensely. And please say hello as well. Tell us who your favourite is, who you think is going to win. Can Dusty Fossil hang on? The gap's down to 4.7. 3/10 that last time around. He's chipping away, but he's running out of lap time. Gap to Jadon holding steady. As well. Still 7 seconds cover your top three. Jamesy is catching Derek as well. Again, running out of lap times. Joker's not making the impression he would have liked. Only a 10th last time. Switch back up this side of Nobby and Goose is through as well, as we thought they might do. So Nobby looks to be fuel saving. Mikey bringing himself into contention as well, and we've got Odon on P11. Maybe a little bit disappointed by that. Good pace in that first race. Just lacking a little bit of lap time, I think. I'm in P12. Johnny Boy still in P13, doing a good job. Holding off Glyn and Royston. Not still giving chase. 59.4, 59 flat, 59.1. So another 4/10. He's got 4 seconds to close. So at that rate, he needs another 10 laps, and he's got 4.5. Derek gap is 2/10, but again Jones is just not taking enough time out of him. But you can see him, look how close he is there. You can see him, that's the target. And when you can see your target getting bigger and bigger and closer, it does inspire you to push on. Plenty of fuel left in that Viper. Well, you'd say plenty of fuel. It's probably plenty of fuel for most cars. It might not be plenty of fuel for the Viper. gap they're coming down now, down to 2 seconds by the time they get to the hairpin, under 2 seconds by the time they get to the hairpin then. Oh, Derek has a big snap there. And that's cost him some time then. Jones is getting much closer now. He's taken another 3/10 out of him, out of the hairpin, and still gaining. Jones then could be on for a top 4. Just hasn't, that lap extra just hasn't worked out for him. He's just not had the pace to catch Jonesy, who is matching him toe for toe in this final sprint. Switchback still fending off Goose. He's hanging on. Nobby Norris. He's got Mikey for company. Look at the fuel situation. Still a little bit worse, but he's recovered a lot of it. So Nobby's done a good job there. Odon also closing in now as well. Zom, Johnny Boy's got Glynn for company shortly. Also not far behind either. Up front, 3.5 is now the lead. 59.5. He gets a 58.6. That's a big gain there. Dusty Fossil needs to get the hammer down. Unsafe is charging. 58.6 then is the fastest lap for a while. He's let off the reins a little bit on that last lap. He's pulled away from James. The gaps are now equal between first and second and third. So James is continuing to match Dusty Fossil. The gap between those two is stayed about the same, but Unsafe is now pulling away from James and closing in on Carl. Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit different. Obviously, he's put an extra stop in there, but the fact is, bear the man, he's had an extra stop as well. A clear track on that first, and having just taken tyres, it's worked out okay for him. Got himself a battle at the end though. He's got that Viper behind him, which is going to be difficult to hold off. Viper is rapid. Let's have a look. Can he hold him off? The gap then, 4.5 tenths, 0.4, 0.2, 4 tenths, 3.8, 3.6, 3.4, 3.2. This Viper is just an absolute rocket ship in a straight line then. Johnny was defending the inside, as you know. He's going to let him have it. Defend the inside. He's going to go a little bit deep as he can. Johnny cut back up the inside. And where is he? He's behind. So yeah, Glenn gets the move done. 59.2 against a 59.1, so just a tenth on that lap then. So Dusty Fossil pegged that gap. Pegged that gap there. 3 laps to go. 3 seconds is the gap. James has got nothing for the front 2 then. I think he's settling for 3rd. Jonesy meanwhile is with Derek. So the battle's on for 4th. Closing for the lead. Oh, what's happened to Switchback? 2:04.6 has been another drama for Switchback. He was in P7, sorry. He's now all the way down. It's Nobby Norris fighting off Mikey. Odon, and there's the recovering Switchback. He's had another drama look. A 2:04.6 last time around. It's Italy versus Germany, ×2. Audi's in a Lamborghini sandwich. Pops out the slipstream then, going for a move on Nobby into the tunnel. Oh, banging doors. Leaning on him. Hold on. It's now Germany, Italy, Germany, Italy. Can Odon find a way through with Switchback? Going to force the issue. Switchback's going to force the issue down the inside. Nobby to the outside of Mikey. 2x2. Oh, contact. Odon gives Nobby a bump in the braking zone. Nobby almost ends up in an accidental pit stop. Just what Sean wanted. But it's not happened. Glynn then, having dispatched of Johnny Boy, now chasing down Zom, but again running out of lap time. Morrison trying to get there as well. Dusty Fossil has pegged that gap now. Look at that, 200ths of a second difference that time around then. 2 laps to go, or now 1 3/4 laps to go. Jadon has very much settled now for 3rd, and Jonesy has got Derek for fourth. Despite guzzling its fuel, Jonesy has done enough then, giving himself enough of a margin to close in. Derek, we saw him have that snap there, but it's just let Jonesy into him, and I think once you see you gaining, it just encourages the push on. He's caught him, he's passed him, and Jonesy then on to P4. Can Derek come back at him? Joker is now starting to catch those two a little bit, but a little bit too late in the day. Meanwhile, what's going on in this pack? As you were, Mikey switchback, Nobby, and Odom. Glyn still hunting Zom. Only boy, keeping them honest, and Royston keeping him honest. Up the hill then for the penultimate time. There comes our race leader. Gap now just under 3 seconds, but he's got plenty in hand. Just needs a couple more corners of this lap and one more clean lap. Out of the final corner he comes. Gap has held steady then. It's 59.3. 59 flat. On to the final lap we go. Dusty Fossil then is just 2 minutes away from a likely victory. So Switchback has got ahead of Mikey in the battle for 8th. So Italy leads Germany times 2. But they're not done. Coming back at Switchback. Go for a move, not quite close enough. And off our first corner we go then. Because these two cars are built on the same frame, and the same engine as well. It's just the outer body that looks a little bit different. Close enough to go for a move. Is he? Almost Switchback's gone deep. It's a mistake. Can Mikey take advantage? He's up the inside. Switchback there right round the outside. Hangs on just by the skin of his teeth. We'll both have slides coming out that corner. So that might be tight on fuel. He's going to be very tight on fuel. We're all catching Goose as well, who's also... Goose is struggling here. I think he's struggling with tyres more than anything. I'm not going to catch him on the straight bit though. I think he'll be okay, but another lap and he might have been in trouble. Glyn has caught Zom but hasn't been able to find a way through. What is this bloody... Oh my god, move. But up front, out of the final corner, it's been a superb drive from Dusty Fossil. After a disappointing race 1, he wins the feature race for Team Japan. Unsafe comes through for P2. Good points on the night for him. James then is going to settle for P3. Didn't really factor in the battle for the win that time around, but good points for him tonight. Jonesy, great drive for him to take P4 for Team America, and right behind him is Derek for Team Italy, so one of each nation in the top 5. Joker's going to come home for P6. Solid points again for him. Goose is going to hold off the charge. Oh, Mikey's got back at a Switchback as they come to the line. Norby Norris gets 10th. Odon will get P11. He's out of fuel. Odon's out of fuel. On the line then, Zom has held off Glyn. Just also gets to the line on fuel. Johnny Boy gets P14. He held off Royston. Who are out off the finishes. But it is victory then for Team Japan in their home round then. That's not the result, that's the starting order. So Dusty Fossil then victorious by 3.4 seconds in the end. Jadon comes home in 3rd behind Unsafe, who is the Germany charge that took the fastest lap as well. Jonesy, solid job from him in P4 with Derek in P5 then. Last I mentioned, it's Japan, Germany, France, America and Italy in the top 5. Then Joker, second of the Team Japan cars in 6th. Goose is P7 for Team America. Then Mikey in P8 for Team Germany. 9th for Switchback. Yeah, the second of the Italy cars ahead of the Narby Norris in the 3rd. Odon gets P11 for Team Germany. Zom P12 for Team France. Glynn in 13th for Team USA. Johnny Boy in 14th for Team Japan. And Royston P15 for Team France. So there we go then. That is our GT2 week 2. Victories for Jadon and for Dusty Fossil. Good points for both Unsafe and Jadon in both races then. I want to see them vault up the leaderboard. Dusty Fossil having a bit of a shocker in the first race, but responds brilliantly in race 2, and I think he should continue to lead the championship, of course, with it being double points week, so he should have a healthy lead going into week 3. And if you like the action tonight, we're going to do it all again tomorrow with GT1 then. Please join Switchback as he will guide you through the action as the GT1 boys hit the same track. Next week, I'll just have a quick look at the calendar, because I can't remember off the top of my head. Wherefore aren't they? Let's see the information. That's the budget. Next week is Trial Mountain. That hosts around 3. But from me for this evening, thank you very much for joining us. As ever, if you haven't already liked the stream, please do so before you go. Thank you for everybody in the stream and all the comments. And yeah, please tune in tomorrow for GT1. But for this evening, from me, thank you very much. Goodbye.